guests, interviews, haunting stories, creatures of the unknown, and tales that will chill you to the bone. Brought to you by the UPRN Network and Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. Take a walk into the night with Shawn Kelly.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Shawn Kelly for Into the Night on UPRN 105.3 New Orleans. So you're not going to be able to see my face because my camera don't work. It went out on the last show, and so this is going to be weird trying to talk to a blank screen with this thing pulsating in front of me. So how is everybody today? Well, you know what? I'm doing okay today. I had a rough week, and then I was thinking about it, because it's like all the crap that's happening in the world today. Hey, Rhonda, how are you? Thank you for watching. Sorry you can't see my beautiful face. But no, it's all this crap going on in the world today. You got the war over in Ukraine, and you got the price of gas going up, and it just seems like it's like never ending, you know. And being an empath that I am, I can feel it, and sometimes it comes on too strong, the energies. And with everything going on, I cannot stop it, and so I do get affected by it. Um, oh, I'm glad you know. Yeah, just getting more gray hairs, Rhonda. That's what's going on with me. But it's hard for me to turn off. I don't like it. There's times that I just want to curl up into a little ball, be left alone. That's how I feel. I just don't want to deal with the world. And I just can't do that because I have a job and I have bills to pay, you know. Thanks. Even though you can't see it, I'm blushing. Thanks, Rhonda. And so I just want to run away, you know. Here in Pennsylvania, the gas prices went up to over $5, and I know that the other places, other states, they're even more, And you see all those funny memes that are going on Facebook now. I like the one where, people they say that they got approved for a loan so they could get a tank of gas. That's funny. Or the other one where it says, you know what? You saw a person put in $10 worth of gas, and you said to the person, "What are you doing? Going from pump 3 to pump 4?" I think some of them are funny, really funny. But really, it's like we have to do something about this. And what really, 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 really really sucks is that this is something that we cannot control. And knowing me, before I got sober, I was a control freak. I wanted everything. I wanted to deal with what you had to do, what he had to do, what she had to do. I needed the control. And to me, this is like a real eye-opening to me. I have learned that in today's world, into today's society, and all the crap going on, I have no control. And it was hard for me to actually get a grip on it. You know what I mean? And, I started to get humble. I really did. I got humble with it, and then slowly but surely I'm learning to accept this. This is a game to force our hand to move from fossil fuel to renewable electrical energy. That's true. Um, it ain't gonna happen. We'll be, you know, I do, do see some things, and I think that until something happens in November of this year, um, I think we're just got to deal with the situation that's occurring now, Ron. Um, and then I feel like it's going to happen, but learning not to be able to control. It's like I got to ration my gas. I can't let my gas agree. I can't let my gas go below a half a tank. And I do a lot of traveling. Do a lot of traveling for work. I also go out and I investigate and I help clients, and that takes up gas. So, it's like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. But my mom did tell me one time, she says, you know what? We drive cars, we drive to work, we go places, we have to use the gas. So then we just have to deal with it for now. Um, but who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? And I know that for me, with the depression and the anxiety that I got, you know, I have to go see my doctor again because the dosage that's working for me isn't really up to par now. I mean, I might have to go, you know, a little bit more stronger type of medication because I don't know. It's my body's weird because let me see what's wrong to say. Don't lose faith, and we can see through the oasis. Spiritually, we will be fed and led into the right direction. That is so true, Rhonda. Thank you for saying that. And I believe that wholeheartedly. That spirit will direct us in that way, the way it's supposed to go. But my medication isn't working. And I know that I have to go see what's going on with that. And it is bothering some. Okay. Um, uh, I was talking to my mom the other day, you know, and we were sitting there, and I looked at her and I said, you know what, Mom, I want to get the old Shawn back. I want to get that fun loving Shawn back. I want that Shawn back to where I had a great time wherever I did whatever I want. And I really really work hard on it, but you know what? It's not hard enough. And I try so hard to get back to that Shawn that I knew, and it's just draining. It's totally draining, and I get so tired. And so lately, it just seems like for the past year, I just been in a rut. It's like I go to work, get up, go to work, come home, eat dinner, take my nap, whatever, you know. What's kept me going though is my two radio shows, Taste and Prophecy, that comes on before my show, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 to 10 Central, and then my show, you know. So that keeps me going. It keeps me going a lot. And um, I'll be honest with you, there's sometimes that whenever Tuesdays come around, I, I I'm so tired, and I really really don't want to do it. But I know that I made a commitment to Jenny, and I know I made a commitment to UPRN, so I'm going to do it. So I might be dead tired, but I talked to my producer Joe, who's a very good person, and he just says, no matter how bad it gets, you just got to put on your game face and go for it, and that's true, and that's what I've been doing the last 2 or 3 weeks, is putting on my game face and doing it. And that and then I make it. And then I sit back and then I talk to Joe after the show, and I come down, and you know what? It wasn't so bad. In fact, it's crazy because I'm real tired when I start the shows, but after after the shows, I'm wide awake. Because I use all that energy up. Um, so that's where I'm at with myself right now. I hope everybody, I need to tell you that I do pray for you guys a lot, and I am concerned about you, and and everything's going to be okay. Um, we're going to make it. We're going to make it through this. We're going to make through all this crap, and we will. We had June. She was a very good reader. She was from Scotland, well, San Francisco now. And she said to us, Jenny asked the question, does she see anything happening for us, for the world? And she said, there's just going to be more chaos, you know. And Trish, she hit it on the head. She says, it has to get to the worst possible situation that the world could be in. And then once you get through that, and then all of a sudden things start to go pretty good. And who knows what's going to come out of this? For every bad thing that happens, there's always something good going to happen. And you don't know if it's going to be today, tomorrow, a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road. You don't know if it's when it's going to happen. But that's what keeps me going, is that I'm waiting for the good to happen, and there was many times in my life where a lot of crap did happen to me, and it just seemed like went on and on and on and on and on. And then all of a sudden, boom, everything became okay. Um, so that's where I'm at right now with myself. But I just want you to know um, that we're going to be okay, and everything will be okay, you know. Um, and I'm going to start saying this on my show because it really helped me out, and I hope it helps you out. But, mothers and fathers, give your children a hug and tell them that you love them. And children, give your parents a hug and tell them that you love them, because we need to hear that, both the parents, and the children. So just give them a hug and tell them you love them. That goes a long, long way. So, a couple of subjects that I want to talk about tonight. As you know, right, that next Thursday, St. Patrick's Day, my holiday. According to Ancestry.com, I'm 94% Irish. I am 94, and I think I'm 1% Polish, and the rest 5% I'm Scottish English. So yeah, I come from the Emerald Island. And so I remember my St. Patrick's Day when I was growing up. We would always dress in green. We'd go down to the Irish parade down in the city of Pittsburgh, which was fun. And then we went to Irish parties, and as years went on, I started to go to, Irish parties at bars, and it seems like to me St. Patrick's Day is a day where everybody of all nationalities are Irish, and that's okay, you know. Um, I have noticed this in a lot, is that whenever you go to like an Irish dance or a bar, or even Cali dancing, you see everybody dressed up in green, and kiss me, I'm Irish, Aaron go bra, all that other crap going on up there, and you go up to them, and they're a different nationality, which is all cool. You know what I mean? Because, like I said before, St. Patrick's Day is the day everybody is Irish. Now, if you look around the room and you see people not all dressed, might have a little green shamrock on, or maybe a band, armband or something, and wearing blue and green and brown and all the like earthly colors. They're Irish. They're Irish, and that's okay too. It's just a really, really good, very, very lovely, happy, a good day. It's a good day to be Irish. So, and it's good to see people having fun. I know last year it was tough because that's when that awful disease that I'm not allowed to say that word here on here. I can get in trouble, and I don't want to get the station in trouble, so I won't say. But that's when crap hit the fan, and it wasn't a good St. Patrick's Day last year. It was sad, but I know, and I have noticed that from last year, around St. Patty's Day. I remembered because I was going on vacation, and I was really bummed out because I couldn't do nothing. And so, as time goes on, everything just seems to be, doing a little better. I know Pittsburgh, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 months ago, they tried to hold the St. Patrick's Day parade down in Pittsburgh, and it just wasn't a good turnout. And I was a little not depressed about it. I was a little angry because we attempted to try to get the parade going, but it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. There's an establishment over here. It's called the Harp and Fiddle, and my family goes there every year on St. Patrick's Day. And I'm telling you what, it's the best time in the world, spending my time with my family. Watching them get drunk and I'm sober, drinking iced tea unsweetened all the time. So I don't know, just watching and just being with my family. Oh my God, it's great. It just seems like nowadays that people just spend time with their families at funerals and weddings, and that's it. You're not in touch. But St. Patrick's Day, it's a different thing. It's a different thing for me because we just have a lot of fun. My cousins get up and they start singing, they start dancing, and maybe a little, rumble, a little back talking and stuff like that. But it's funny because sure, there's going to be all that back talking and maybe a little, a little fist going at it, not hard, but a little anger issues. Of course, you're angry. But you know what? After that's over with, they're like buying each other a beer and wishing them a happy St. Patrick's Day. That's my family. But why I brought up St. Patrick's Day, and I'm glad that I don't have my camera because I can read off my notes here. And St. Patrick, he was the patron saint of Ireland in the 5th century. And they actually called him the Apostle of Ireland. Okay. And basically, what St. Patrick did was they believe that he was responsible for the Christianity starting in Ireland. Okay. Now, you all hear that thing where St. Patrick drove all the snakes out of Ireland. And you ask yourself, now, how did he get all those snakes out of Ireland? Well, it was just another term for the Druids. Okay. So what happened was at that time, especially over in Ireland, now somebody correct me if I'm wrong, please. But at that time, Christianity came in over there in the Emerald Isle, and they wanted to, make it all Christians. And so the Druids over there who were practicing, paganism, which is crazy because some of the Catholic Church uses a lot of pagan rituals, and it's just one big mess. One big mess. But so if they're calling St. Patrick the Apostle of Ireland and him having the responsibility of Christianity in Ireland, and so the snakes are the Druids, and they all became one big, you know, Christianity over there. But of course, there were people out there that over there that didn't want that. So, and that's where the war began between Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland. The other day I was driving and I saw a bumper sticker on a car, and on it says 26 plus 6 equals 1. So I'll tell you that, and I'll let you think about that for a while. Then I'll come back and tell you what it means. But 26 plus 6 equals 1. And if anybody has the answer, please put it in the comments and tell me, or send me a message on the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society channel page, and we'll see what happens. But what's crazy is he was like in the 5th century. He was at the age of 16. He was taken by Irish raiders, and he was forced into slavery. I think he was a herdsman, and I'm going to say he herded sheep or whatever. But it wasn't it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. And he started to have dreams of helping people, and going around and talking and healing and showing people that everything is good, and so on and so on. And he was a very, very humble man. Now, since St. Patrick's Day is next week, right, I figured I'd just get this little bit of information to y'all, and I will come up with the conclusion next week on it. I don't want to keep you in suspense. But I think everything, looking forward to St. Patrick's Day this weekend. Well, not this weekend, I'm sorry, the following weekend. So anybody out there, if you want to get on the comments here who's listening to the show, how do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day? What do you guys do? Do you have the traditional meal, corned beef, potatoes, cabbage? We do. We have it. It's really good though. They're called Scotch eggs. And what that is, it's a hard-boiled egg. And what you do is you put sausage around it. Yeah, you're right. You're trying it. Yes, I am trying. Hopefully one day, Rhonda, every day will be St. Patrick's Day. We'll get there. That's what I'm hoping for. In fact, I got a green shirt on today. But back to the food, which I love food. They're called Scotch eggs, and they're hard-boiled eggs that are covered with sausage, and you can fry them. That's the original way you fry them, or you can bake them, however you want to do it. But oh my God, are they so good? And the recipe is so easy. You just get like hard-boiled eggs, and you get your favorite sausage, and you wrap them. You wrap the sausage around the egg, and you bake them or fry them, however. And oh my God, are they so good? Oh wow, I can eat a lot of those. But that's what I like. And I don't drink no more. You all know I'm sober, but you know, I I just watch other people getting drunk, and I say to myself, you know what, I can't go back to that because you know why? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I wouldn't go back to drinking. A, I enjoy life right now, but also, okay, I look at them and I say to myself all the time, I'm like, do I really, really want to go back to drinking again? And you know what? I don't. Because to be honest with you, everybody out there listening, um, if I drank again, I wouldn't be on the show at all. I don't know where I'd be. But that's here and there or whatever. But you know what? Hey, I'm still alive today and I didn't take a drink. So everything's going on pretty cool. Um, so that was what I mentioned about St. Patrick, like I said earlier, just a little bit of taste, a little bit of background. And next week, I'm going to talk a little bit more about them, you know, and maybe come up with a second program or the second episode or whatever. I don't know. Um, do I believe in leprechauns? Yes, I do. They do exist. Do I believe in fairies? Yes, they do exist. You know, I remember this one time, and I'm sure I told this story a while back, but I'll just like to mention it again. Um, One day, um, when I was divorced, I was living over in Pleasant Hills in a big apartment complex, and what they did was that they put out these gardens, the real big gardens. So one day I took out my son just before evening. We sat there and we sat there and talked, and we just looked at the garden, and he was telling me the different types of fruit and vegetables that they were growing in there. And he was about 6 or 7, so he's still a little bit young. And all of a sudden, we saw these little bright lights, just going in between the garden, in between the leaves and the plants. And I was like, "Wow, what's this?" I see all these little sprites, and he saw them too, and he's saying, "Daddy, Daddy, they're lightning bugs." I said, "Paul, it's too early for lightning bugs." And so we just said it was like a light show. It was a pretty cool light show, you know. Um, and so the next morning I go back out to the garden. Oh my God, he, there was a fairy wing, or a fairy ring. It was a perfectly round circle of mushrooms. And I was like, wow, that was so cool. And no, I didn't take a picture. All I had was a pager. And I didn't have no, who remembers pagers? Oh God, pagers. I wasn't really big into the cell phones back then, but it was a beautiful round circle of mushrooms. And that they are called fairy wings. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, do you still have yours, Rhonda? I don't. I don't even know they exist. They're probably like in the Smithsonian Institute. But yeah, that's my fairy story. And whenever I go gold prospecting too, I see little things. Um, I see little things, little people going in and out of the trees, and all kinds of different things. You know, now you all might think I'm nuts by saying this, but ever since I started, experience paranormal and everything else and studying it, it just there's more stuff that becomes really, really became clear to me, and I learned a lot, and you have to see it with your own eyes. Okay, this is the 21st century, so people are really, really open minded now, which is cool. Um, so that is like so cool. Blowing that, Rhonda, do you believe in fairies? Let me ask you that question. Do you believe in fairies and leprechauns? There's this one place down in North Carolina that I go gold prospecting, and they have a wooden bridge. Okay. And the first night we were ever down there, I swear to goodness, I swear to God that I thought I saw a troll underneath this bridge because it's that type of bridge. And North Carolina is such a beautiful, beautiful state. The people are wonderful down there. The scenery is gorgeous, the trees, everything. And when I'm down there, and I'm sitting out in the woods, okay, or down by the creek panning my gold, I just sometimes sit back and take a seat. My mind is open, but never gave fairies and leprechauns any thoughts. Give it a shot, my dear. Give it a shot and see what happens. Um, they do exist, but that's only me. That's how I am. They exist. Maybe one day you'll see one, buddy. But I'll just sit back and I listen to nature. I'll take a break from panning and I'll just sit on a rock or something like that, and I just close my eyes and I just listen. Oh, there's a ton of stuff, Rhonda. Ton of stuff. A lot. Bigfoot, cryptids. But I'm going to try to make this a happy show. So we can talk about that on another week, not another night. But no, and I sit back and I watch the trees and and close my eyes and I just listen. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful, um, serene moment, you know. Um, if it's windy out, you can hear the leaves hitting off the trees. You hear the birds chirping. You see all different kind of birds, a lot of different type of animals out there, and the trees crying. And let me explain that to you, okay? So there's a park out here. It's called South Park out where I live. And then when I lived over in Pleasant Hills, I used to go out there and I used to meditate. So this one day it was like 80 degrees, and I'm sitting under a tree and I'm doing my meditation. And all of a sudden I felt water drops falling on my head. I'm like, damn, is it raining? So came out of my meditation and here it wasn't raining, you know? And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? Am I getting, is a bird doing his business on me or what? I didn't know what it was. And then I looked up at the top of the tree and all of a sudden I got this like wet spot, like right on my face. And I'm like, this is really, really crazy. What the hell is going on? It's not raining. It's not humid. It's a beautiful evening. And so I asked a friend of mine who's real into nature. And I asked her, I said, I told her the story, what was going on. And she was telling me that, trees, plants, they have feelings, they got feelings. And for some reason, maybe the tree that I was under that day, okay, was sad and it was crying. And, having the open mind that I had, I kind of like, not absorbed what she said, but I really listened intently. I didn't, degrade her, call her a nutcase or nothing like that. I just accepted what she said, and is it possible that, trees have emotions? Yeah, could be. Maybe not, maybe so. But who knows? Who knows what's up with that, you know? But what was really cute on that same day, this is so cute. And, there was a mom raccoon with about 3 or 4 of her pups, I guess you call them pups, baby raccoons, right? So I'm sitting there on the ground and, I'm just sitting under the tree and all of a sudden, mama raccoon comes up with her babies and they stood right in front of me and they looked at me. They didn't attack me, it was like, wow, this is awesome. And so what I did was I was taught by a person that was meditating. They say, open your mind. And if you see an animal that's staring at you, you look at it and you say to yourself, you try to find a message coming from that whatever animal it is, plant, animal, whatever, rock. And you look at it and you open your mind and the answer I got in my mind, the first thing that came into my mind, right, was, hi, Shawn. Thank you for being you. And after I heard that, they walked away. It was it was eye opening. It was really, really eye opening. And that's how I am. And this happened like holy crap, about 20 years ago, maybe, 25 years ago. And it just seems like every year I experience more stuff. Okay. And it's cool. And I'm enjoying it. I do not question anything anymore that is weird or unusual. I look at it as a lesson that is being taught to me, or there is a message behind the situation that had occurred. So, as you all know, I was talking about, meditating, being under the trees, and checking out the raccoons and stuff like that coming up, talking to me, comes to my next topics that I want to talk about. And what I want to talk about is that, like a couple of weeks ago, I told you that I was into the animal medicine cards. And so today I thought I'd, pick like five animals that we can talk about today. And they randomly, what I like to do is have the book close, and whatever page I open up to, that is the animal that I'm supposed to talk about today. Okay. Now, whoever's listening to this show, maybe you might need to hear this or not. Maybe it's an answer that you were searching for. But these are the animals that I picked out of the book by just opening them up. And the first one that I picked up, it was an elk. Mm-hmm. It was an elk. And I checked out the book, and the elk is Statama. Okay. And what the elk medicine teaches you is that, you have to pace yourself. If you are on a journey to accomplish something in your life and you got the elk should be hanging around you, because you have to pace yourself. Because if you rush into getting to where you need really quick, you're going to tire yourself out. And so what happens is, you rush through it, you find out what you need, you ran and you go and you do it. But you know what? You're too tired to enjoy what you accomplished to get. So, with the elk medicine card, the elk like to keep a pace. Take a pace. Do it at a pace. Do not rush. And sure, it's going to take a little bit longer to get to where you need to be or where you want to be. But when you get there, you won't be tired, and you will be able to enjoy what your accomplishment was. So if anybody up in Canada or here in the States, whatever, if you see an elk, that's what, that's why that elk is presenting itself to you. Okay. It's trying you to slow down and pace yourself to get to the goal where you need to be so you can enjoy it. And so the second animal that I choose from the book, I didn't choose, but the book chose for me, was the snake. And that is transmutation. That's what that medicine's all about. Okay. And with the transmutation, it's like whenever, you're just like going through life, blah, 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 and, you're doing this and you're doing that. You're like on, just being on a straight path and not getting adventurous or nothing like that. The snake comes in and, snake, they shed their skin. Okay. They shed their skin. So as you're moving on, you start, shedding your skin. And all of a sudden your skin is gone. And so there's a brand new person. And the snake is accepting all aspects of your life, except the things you cannot change. That's a good serenity prayer. But just accept things on your everyday life. Accept it. Accept it. Enjoy it. You don't need to enjoy it, but when you shed, you start a brand new life. It's funny because I look at the medicine cards in the books and the meanings, and every animal, okay, that comes up, it's like a transmutation. It's like, out with the old and in with the brand new. So that's what the snake about. So if you see a snake, maybe that snake is trying to tell you, hey, shed your skin, get out of your rut that you're in, and go and do other things. Start a whole new path with the new snake, with the new skin, not the old. The other one, oh, I'm sorry, I only got 4 tonight, but the owl came up, okay. And the owl is deception. And I'm going to have to get my book open up for that one because it was pretty interesting when I was reading about it. I love owls. I really do. Owl is good medicine. I think, a lot of people, they call owls, for deceitfulness. Oh, here we go. Where are we at? Yeah, where are we at? Okay. I'm getting there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting there, ladies. Tell me what you all think about owls. Uh-oh. Rhonda just said owl. Uh-oh. Hold on, buddy. I'm getting to it. You probably saw an owl. So this has to be for you. I'm getting there. I should have these marked off the next time. Let me see what the owl's for you. Okay, maybe I'm not supposed to tell you what the owl is. I don't know. But what do y'all think of it? What do you think of owls? Something happened today concerning the owl. Ah, okay. We're almost there, buddy. We're there, but it won't open up. Okay, the owl's deception. This is for you, Rhonda, about the owl. Owl medicine is symbolically association with clairvoyance, astral projection, and magic, both black and white. Owl is called night eagle on several medicine wheels used by the Amerindian teachers. Traditionally, the owl sits in the east, the place of illumination, since the immortal humanity has been afraid of the night, the dark, and the unseen, waiting fearfully for the first crack of morning light. Conversely, the night owl is a friend. Okay. Um, Owl is over times the medicine for sorcerers and witches. If owl is in your medicine, you will be drawn to magical practices and perhaps explore the dark arts. You should resist any temptation to practice black magic or any art that takes energy away from another person or being. If you have owl medicine, these night birds will have a tendency to collect around you even in the daytime because they recognize a kinship with you. Does that help you out anything, Rhonda, about the owl? I think the owl is great. Um, yeah. And so that was the other card that I pulled out, or from the book. I know I talk in riddles sometimes, but you guys listen, so that's pretty cool. And I'm glad you do. You don't know how much I appreciate you listening to my show into the night and listening to the show Chasing Prophecy. Okay. We could talk about that later on, maybe tomorrow. Um, but the last one I want to talk about, and this really, really, you know, inspires me, and it's the antelope. Now, the antelope, the meaning behind its medicine is considered action. And this is the neat little, story I like behind it. Um, Antelope, what do you do? Thank you, sweetheart. Um, so the antelope, when the first plains people came, the antelope was sent by Great Mystery, and the antelope went up to the person and said, you know, kill me so you can eat my meat in order to be full. And after you eat my meat, skin me, take my skin, my fur, and make coats out of it, to be warm in the real harsh, cold winter times. And the antelope said to them that Great Mystery sent them to tell you to take our life in order for you to live on. It's a real, real beautiful story. So whenever this was I was like, honest to God, this is when I first opened these up. I mean, I had another deck, but when I first opened my first deck, the antelope card came up, and that's what came to me. And so I started taking action, and that's just like, going out and helping out, reaching people, um, telling them, show them a direction in which they can better themselves with, help them out. Um, and I do believe for me that the antelope is always with me, even though they're not around here in Pennsylvania. But, I know that they're like in Africa, I guess you want to call it, and around in those areas. But, you know, they really, really mean a lot to me because I do believe that I do have that antelope medicine with me. Because even though I'm like really, down and, not really feeling up to par, I try to make the effort to help other people out to the best that I can. And when I tell you this, I have to tell you this, that it's not so much that I'm trying to be egotistical when I talk to you about this or share this story with you, but I do this with pure humility, pure humbleness, I'm just staying and I'm helping you understand where I am at today. Um, so to me, the antelope is precious. You know, if you in another good book. that you want to get about. It's called Animal Speak, and it's written by Ted Andrews. And what that book is about, um, it gives every animal out there, and it gives a meaning or a purpose why that animal is with you today. So wherever you live, if you come across an animal, a cat, a dog, a deer, bear, elk, whatever, you know, get your phone right away and Google it and say, like, you saw a bear. Um, and you just Google that and you're just like, okay, why is the bear here with me? And it will give you the reason why you were showing that bear today. But you know what? It is that time to go. I'm at the 50-minute mark. I want to thank Rhonda for talking to me today in the show. Um, I want to thank Joe for producing the show for me. And I just want to give, a big hug to all my listeners out there. Last week I broke a new record, you know, for people listening to my show. And I'm so grateful for that, really. And next week I'll be here. Who knows what I'm going to talk about next week? Oh, we know one thing. We'll probably talk about St. Patrick again and maybe a couple more animals, but maybe something will come up that will be okay. And we'll see where it goes. Okay. So until next week, everybody enjoy your evening. Thank you for listening. And please remember, tell your parents, I love you. Children, tell your parents that you love them. And parents, tell your children that you love them. And give them a hug. A hug won't hurt. Good night, Rhonda. Good night, everybody. Happy hunting. I'm just waiting for Joe to come and shut us off. So, again, I hope everybody has a good week and and they get what they want. You know, everything will be okay. Everything will be fine. We're going to make it. Life can only go up. You know, life can only get better. But you know what? We have to make the effort in order to get there. You know, and just accept people for who they are and what they're dealing with. Because a lot of people don't know what is happening and with them, and they need help. So hopefully, um, maybe you can change somebody's day tomorrow. You know, make them smile. You know, compliment somebody's hair. You know, carry their grocery bags to their car, or give them a smile. You know, smile and what you need to do. And I guess Joe's kind of busy, so we're still waiting on my producer. You know, to close the show out. Maybe he's in the other room getting something to eat. You know, catching up on some paperwork or stuff like that. Um, mhm. Okay, so we're still there. Still waiting for Joe. So, good night, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.